Hi everyone, my name's Spencer. I wanted a video to track my progress while I'm on the carnivore diet. I've been on the carnivore diet for a month. There's a few reasons why I started the carnivore diet as to why I started the diet and why I wanted to commit to it. But I'm a father, I'm 34 years old. I'm for the most part fit and active and feeling good in life, but there were a few little things or niggles and struggles that I've had over the years that have slowly crept in and kind of started to have a bit more of an effect on me, and I've wanted to try and see if I can reverse those or see if there's any way to improve those or change those. So like everybody, I've struggled with life and managing business and being married and having kids, and sometimes it's difficult to commit to a strict regime or make some big or significant changes in your life. I think that given the results that I've seen so far, I'm hoping that I can share with you and encourage people to maybe make some changes themselves, whether that be changing their diet, taking on the carnivore diet, changing lifestyle factors, exercising more. A little bit about myself, my story. A couple months ago, started to really struggle with burnout. My daughter turned 1, she's now a toddler, so she's a bit more wild. I started taking on more business ventures. I started working on other businesses that I wanted to grow and expand. We were building a house at the time. I started really getting into gym. I've been back training for about 3 years now, but I've been seeing really great results just in the last year alone, and I really wanted to start picking that up. And so I've seen significant improvements in my training and my strength and just my energy and my overall well-being just in the last year alone. I'm really happy with my progress. I've seen significant strength gain. I'm lifting weights that I haven't lifted since my early 20s. But unfortunately, like I said a few months ago, I reached a point of burnout and I was really struggling. I do a little bit of work in the morning. I'd go to gym around midday, but then the afternoon I just crash and I just wouldn't have that much energy for anything. And on top of that, I was having knee joint pain. I enjoy playing soccer a few times a week, and I do legs as well at the gym, and all of those were being impacted by the joint pain that I was experiencing in my knees. There was inflammation, and so all in all, I just thought that maybe I could make some more changes to my lifestyle and my regime. Oh, and one other thing that I really struggled with was sugar. I really struggled with sugar. Pretty much every night after bed, I would have the most intense hunger cravings, and I just would need to eat carbs or sugar. It could range from croissants with Nutella to a whole tub of Ben and Jerry's to a whole packet of Tim Tams. I just was an addict, and I knew it wasn't good for me. I could slowly see the weight being put on. Even with my active lifestyle, I just couldn't stop the weight from being put on, and I knew that I needed to make some dramatic changes. Otherwise, I was going to keep going in this direction, and I want to be fit. I've never really been lean. I've never really been a low body fat percentage. I wouldn't say I look fat, and one of the most difficult things that I've been going through along with the burnout, something that's been ongoing for years but has really intensified just in the last 6 to 12 months, is some very embarrassing habitual habit or behaviors that I keep doing. And for the last few years, it's predominantly been eye twitching. My right eye just twitches and blinks shut frequently, and at times it's been really bad, especially when I'm in public and socializing and I've had a bad sleep the night before. I would just be wired. I'd just be absolutely wired. My eye would be twitching. I'd be embarrassed to be out in public, and I'm partly, or mostly I'd say, an introvert, and so I just want to get home and hide away. And that over the years has just remained there, but like I said, in the last 6 to 12 months, some other behaviors or habits have formed that are starting to, I guess, make me feel even more embarrassed. One of them in particular is that I've been plucking my eyebrows. I would just be sitting at the computer working or bed at night, and I just feel this compulsive urge to just pluck my eyebrows. And about a month or two ago, it just got so bad that I was compulsively plucking out all my eyebrows that I literally had no eyebrows left. And I don't know if you can see it that well, they're starting to grow back, and I'm trying to make changes in my lifestyle to see if I can cut these habits out. There's other little things that I would do. I used to chew on the inside of my cheek. I would enlarge my eyes. My eyes would just enlarge. I don't really understand them. I've spoken to doctors about them. I've been referred to, I think, a neurologist, and they didn't really have much of a solution other than to take medication and inject Botox into my eye, which I took the medication for a bit, didn't really make any difference, and I wasn't really that keen on getting Botox injected. So I think my vice is coffee and caffeine. I was having 2 coffees in the morning and then pre-workout all before 12 and then going to the gym. For some people that might be normal and they can function on that, but I think for me that excess in caffeine and coffee and pre-workout was just too much for me. And so I've cut that right back, and I'll talk about more about that in my video and what my plans are with that. But that's probably been the most, I don't know if I'm saying it right, debilitating health problem that I've had in terms of affecting day to day, affecting energy levels, affecting my performance and my ability to run my business and be a good husband and father. And so I'd like to really just report progress of making some significant lifestyle changes, taking on this new diet and cutting other foods and drinks and bad habits out as well to better myself. Other parts of this video is just going to be stuff that I do day to day, my routine and my diet and my training, and I'm just going to include that in my video just so you get an idea of what it looks like, what I'm eating, my training. So I hope you don't mind coming along on this journey with me of seeing what progress I can make on this pseudo crazy wild diet. Halloumi from Costco, eggs from Costco. Just scramble them up. Bit of butter. It's actually grass-fed butter from Costco too. You gotta drain the halloumi. It's in some liquid. Butter's melted and the egg's ready to go. I think that the secret to a good scrambled eggs is to keep mixing it as it cooks. Keep stirring it very well dispersed. You don't let it cook for too long. Take it straight off the hot plate. Boom. Nice fluffy scrambled eggs. While the halloumi's cooking, I've got steelhead here. Normally I get smoked salmon or smoked steelhead, but this one, I think it's pretty good. Tastes the same, tastes similar. So I get a couple of slithers of this. So as you can see, we have some scrambled egg and some steelhead. This is typically what I have for breakfast, and I'll have these 2 slices of halloumi as well. Yeah, I find that shopping at Costco makes things a lot easier. You can get things in bulk like halloumi, feta cheese. Having the same stuff can get boring. I like to diversify, so I like to make sure I'm having a good mix of fish and dairy and red meats and chicken. And that's it. We have the halloumi, the steelhead, the eggs. That's my breakfast. Eating the carnivore diet, being on the carnivore diet, I typically have about 3 meals. I time my first meal late morning, somewhere between 10, 11. Actually, it's more like 11. That way I can get food in just before I go to the gym and do some weights. I usually have another meal in the afternoon, about 3 p.m., 4 p.m. That one's usually pretty small. It's just something just to get me through to dinner. Sometimes it's just yogurt. If I'm more hungry, I might have some chicken. I think like chicken breast is really high in protein, really low calorie food, and it fills you up. And then dinner time, I'll have something like last night I had steak and some pieces of whiting. I think that you can see the best results include other types of foods in my diet like dairy and eggs and fish. Although eggs are super nutritious, but that's usually what my daily intake looks like. Breakfast is usually 400 to 500 calories. Lunch is usually about 400 calories, and then dinner can be about 500 calories. So I'm usually sitting about 1,300 calories a day. I feel good, I feel energized, in a good calorie deficit where I'm seeing considerable or significant weight gains every day or every couple of days now. I do try to experiment with different recipes to try and mix it up. I've made carnivore flatbreads, and I made meatballs mixed with different cheeses and Greek yogurt on top. It adds a bit of diversity, but also, you know, by simplifying your diet, it just means that you have more control of what you're eating. You're not having as many subtleties or variations in your diet that could potentially throw you out. So it's much easier to calculate your macros and ensure that you're having the right amount of calories. I typically find myself drinking a lot of water throughout the day. I'll probably have 4, 5, maybe more of big cups of water like this. I get incredibly thirsty, and I think I need lots of water because I'm getting a lot more sodium. Like I said, I want to prioritize ruminant animals in my diet as much as possible. From what I understand, because they have much more complex digestive systems, they can break down foods better than other animals, and therefore they have much purer, cleaner meat. So I've been training weightlifting for the last 3 years. I did a lot of weightlifting in my early 20s. Unfortunately, for a while, good 10 years, I just didn't do any sort of weight training, and I lost interest in it. But yeah, in the last few years, I've got back into it because it's important to me that I want to feel strong, and I know that when I'm weightlifting and exercising, my energy levels are higher. I have a 14-month-old, and I want to make sure I have energy and I'm physically fit and moving to play with her and be with her and make sure she gets the best out of her father. And so that's why I really started getting back into the weight training, and I've really started to see some significant results in the last year. I'm starting to PBs that I haven't hit since I was in my early 20s. I didn't think I'd ever lift as much again. I thought that I was really struggling for quite a while there, and I want to improve that aspect of my life, because every night, every evening, or just in general every day, I would be not eating well. I would not really be aware of my macros and my calories and my food, and I kind of had the assumption that it's got some veggies in it and I've got some protein in it, it's good for me. But after going on this carnivore diet journey and counting my macros and daily calories just there, not including if I got chips or Coke as well. So I really wanted to lock that in, and probably the biggest weakness of mine when it came to my diet was sugar. Pretty much every night after dinner, I would just have strong cravings for sugar and carbs and sweet stuff, and almost every night I would have something like a chocolate bar. I'd have a whole tub of Ben & Jerry's. I just devour that in one go. I think that's like 1,000 calories or more. It was just a real problem, and for a while there I got on top of it. I felt good. I wasn't having sugar. I hadn't had sugar for a few weeks, but then I would just cycle through that. But then I knew I needed to make some changes to eliminate that and get out of my diet. Part of the reason why I started the carnivore diet was not just try and switch up their diet. I might try a keto diet or Mediterranean diet, switch things up. Kind of have an addictive personality. Do something, I put everything into it, and so that kind of suits me better, especially when it comes to dieting. I just don't think it was practical for me to time it well to fit in with my training. If I have soccer one night, I'll typically have yogurt or some dairy before that, just because I feel like that gives me some good energy before soccer. But I'll also time my dinner to ensure that I have it a good hour before soccer. So like while I'm on the carnivore diet, I don't actually really take many supplements. These are a couple of supplements that I do take. I just think that these supplements are very good for everybody, and I think first one is magnesium. So I have this probably more than I should be having. I have read and studied a lot of good things about magnesium, and I really want to maximize the benefits that I get from magnesium, especially when it comes to muscle recovery, and that's it there. And about a year ago, I started taking testosterone boosters, Tribulus, and I've always been skeptical of these, but I thought, given my energy levels are quite low and I'm not really seeing significant results at the gym, maybe my testosterone is lacking. Improvements at the gym and just in general, just had more energy and I felt more drive and more motivated. So I think that the Tribulus has been working well and complementing my regime. What's strange is I've got both these from Amazon. They're these weird supplement brand called BBFin, and they've got a lot of good reviews, so I hope they're good. I don't know, does anybody else take these supplements? Has anybody else used this brand from Amazon? Seem like good value. And lastly, I got this for free. I don't really know much about ashwagandha, but I'm just giving it a go. It says relieve symptoms of stress and fatigue, and so I'm going to take it for the last few days. I'm going to keep taking it, and we're going to see. It's just a sample. It's only got a few in there, so I'm going to see how it goes and what impact it has. Oh, I just rocked up at the gym, feeling good. Meal was about an hour ago. Energy levels are feeling good. I'm feeling full. So we're going to smash out chest today. I got a few extra exercises I need to do that my physio prescribed just for my knees to get better. But yeah, chest and tris, we're going to smash it out. I'll record a few sets of doing some bench press. My strength's been good. Been doing Smith machine the last few weeks, doing 35 a side. Hopefully we can do 40 a side. So that's a day in the life of doing the carnivore diet. I've been on the diet for 1 month now. I'm glad you stuck to the end of the video because I'm going to show you the difference in weight loss results. I've lost almost 10 kilos in just under a month. So I'm going to put the pictures up on the screen now. You'll see my before shot. This was a few months earlier. We were in Fiji on a holiday. This is when I started to think about making some serious changes to my diet and making some serious changes to my lifestyle. And then you can see me today, what I'm looking like today. I'm sitting at about 83 kilos and I'm looking pretty lean. I don't know what my body fat percentage is, and I would like to get much lower. I would like to get to, I'd say, around 12% body fat. I would look good, and maybe from there I can look at changing my diet to include some other foods just so I can have a bit more variety. But I think at this stage I'm going to continue on with the carnivore diet, sticking with that diet. I really appreciate everybody watching and checking in on my video. Please like, subscribe. This is like one of my first few videos that I've done, and I want to produce more content. I want to get better. I have a long way to go. I'm a pretty monotone guy by nature, but maybe people like watching that. Who knows? Anyway, have a great day. Peace.